Good afternoon to everyone. I sort of feel like a thief this afternoon, standing in front of you after you guys have done the work over the past couple of years. And I'm just here, newly minted, but it is with complete appreciation that the Department of Energy would like to convey its gratitude. And therefore, would you allow me to read the message of the Department of Energy, specifically from our Secretary, Opo Lotilla, this afternoon. First, I'd like to acknowledge, of course, Dr. Joseph Ryan Lansangan, sir. He's Vice President of the UP Statistical Center, Research Foundation Incorporated. Dr. Resalinda De Leon, Project Director, maybe we can say the mother of all of those big books. No? And of course, Mr. David Gamble, the Acting Deputy Chief of Mission of the U.S. Embassy. Again, good afternoon, everyone. We are currently facing the first global energy crisis that is continuously being reshaped by world affairs. This, accompanied by an ongoing climate crisis, presents a complex dilemma for all countries, especially for the Philippines. However, by transitioning our energy mix from being largely coal-dependent to utilizing natural gas to a greater extent, we trust that we will be able to address energy security issues while we strive to get to a cleaner energy future. Since 2018, the U.S. and Philippine partnership under our Asia Edge, or Enhancing Development and Growth through Energy initiative, has taken an active part in advancing the development of Philippine upstream natural gas industry through the Gas Policy Development Project. We are pleased that through GPDP's second phase, another instrumental publication came to fruition, the Natural Gas Development Plan. The NGDP could not have been released at a more critical time, as the NGI is seeing various developments which would warrant definitive guidance from the Philippine government. The proposed regulatory process, the research exploring the use of natural gas in special economic zones, the study on power and non-power applications of natural gas, as well as details on the incentives for the investors, the safety and operational standard development, the way forward, plans for our agency as detailed in the NGDP, we hope will provide useful information to the natural gas stakeholders. During its implementation, as outlined by Dr. Resalinda and Director Rino, they have proposed a regulatory process that not only provides recommendations for the DOE, but reviews the processes of all concerned agencies in the PDNGI. I think this is particularly important given the regulatory burden of the Philippines in terms of establishing new industries and businesses. With the PRP, we hope to achieve a thorough yet efficient and coordinated regulatory system that incorporates globally accepted codes, standards, and best practices. This GPDP, I'm having a difficult time with the abbreviations, has likewise conducted, like mentioned earlier by Dr. Resalinda, numerous online trainings to enhance technical capabilities both from the government agency and the private sector companies. Their research studies, including market profiling on potential natural gas users in economic zones, the power and non-power applications of natural gas, are both significant contributions as the country explores further utilization of natural gas. And again, we'd like to emphasize, and we are quite grateful, that all of these activities and outputs were accomplished by the project despite, going through 2 years of COVID restrictions. And we are glad and fortunate in the department that the project has moved along and come to this completion. Thus, I am honored to speak before you to mark the conclusion of this project, and that has been undertaken side to side with the department for the longest time, I think 4 years. And also, again, our expression of gratitude to the project lead, Dr. Risalinda De Leon, and her entire team of GPDP, and I'm sure they really work to ensure that the outputs and activities are not only fulfilled, but also done in the best quality, as you might imagine, as a product from the UP. We like to thank the UP Statistical Center Research Foundation for being the avenue through which this project was implemented. And finally, of course, this project would not have been possible without the support from the, I would guess, the funding partner, U.S. Department of State, to which we express our utmost gratitude. And then I know that everyone in the DOE is delighted that we now have this outcome, and that we have, how do you call this, completed a very fruitful partnership. I know Director Rino has mentioned about a phase 3. We are as well looking forward to this phase 3. This may be the project's closing ceremony, but DOE is keen on continuing momentum and initiatives started by the GPDP. And like I said earlier, we're looking forward to a third phase so we can completely address all of those issues. Before I close, I would just like to again thank all of the participants who did this project. It's quite unusual that you get to set up a process, regulatory process, do the market research, everything, before the industry actually comes in. I think it's also a little bit too late, but it's a good sign that moving forward, because of all of this foundational work that is being undertaken, then the future will be easier for both the regulator, as in the DOE, and the investors in the natural gas sphere. So again, thank you, and mabuhay po tayong lahat. Salamat po.